He'll come in a bit of a second. Hi.
चलो पीछे
After your call. Excuse me. Vivi. Hi, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm just reaching the event. Give me half an hour. But it's a working day for you all. How's your Saturday? Will they react today?
no event today
Are you serious? Oh, they're closed. That's very good for us.
बड़ा होगा ना
Done.
ए चल गोविंद
Thank you.
भूल जी एक
Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah. See you later.
थोड़ा पीछे हाँ नो पीछे नो
So who are these people?
Excuse me, कपिल
I know.
ये तो हाँ जल्दी लेफ्ट में आपके लेफ्ट में गुल ये गुल गुल ये कौन सा या मैं भी यार क्या है कहाँ एक सोलो है इधर बुक बात करेंगे ओके आपके लेफ्ट में गुल ये गुल गुल बताओ या गुल ये गुल गुल ये गुल गुल राइट गुल जी हमारे काम मेरा गुल जी सामने मैं भी आऊँगा गुल जी गुल गुल
Okay, thank you.
See Masters of America by Atulya Mahan.
गुल यार गुल ये गुल दादा का इले अभी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक
Thank you so very much, Sul, and congratulations to Atulya.
Somewhat on my experiences. So I have lived this life, how people behave when they go to the US. So there are all sorts of people. There are some who are more grounded, and there are some who are more. They kind of think of US as that dreamland where the girls are just lined up at airports waiting for them to come by with oil in their hair and funny accents, and just waiting to throw them all over them. So it's the book tries to portray the different types of misconceptions and thoughts that Indian people have in their minds about the US and life in the US, and really tries to bring out that difference between them, that contrast.
All right. We have Gul here with us today. We'd like to know, Gul, about your association with the book, with the author. This sort of looks like a quintessential pot boiler for maybe a Hindi movie. Two protagonists, poles apart, want different things from their adventure in the US. We have an author who's written on a blog himself by the same name. It's supposed to be a kind of satire. What do you think about it?
Well, I think social media is a great thing, and I think if it weren't for the fact that Atulya and I have been chatting and been in touch on Twitter, I really wouldn't be here. I've been reading his tweets. I have visited his blog, so I was definitely aware American Desi is because of how popular his blog is. I think he's a very well-known name on social media, and like everybody else on social media who is curious about Atulya, I too was. And when he asked me, in fact he didn't actually ask me to launch the book, he sent me the book first. And I read the book, and then I think he asked me, and I liked the book. It was, in fact, it was a single read. I started reading it on a plane as promised to him after I finished something else I was doing. And I finished it in about a day and a half, and I really enjoyed it. And I think fundamentally, it's a great story. It's told beautifully. And there are these two protagonists whose lives are interwoven, two people who couldn't be more similar than chalk and cheese. And whether it's a good plot for Hindi movies, I don't know, because Hindi movies don't normally have good plots. So I think yes, if there was any takers out there who really wanted to make a film that was tight, that had an interesting structure, which was telling a compelling story, I think they would buy the rights to this book. I think it has the potential to make a good and engaging film. I do hope there are people out there who understand that films need to have a beginning and end and a story, which doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately, a lot of times.
Thank you so much, Gul. Well, Atulya, as part of your introduction, I sort of read that when you were in the US, you returned back after 5 years. I don't know whether it's due to a Swades-inspired moment or eventually because of one, but how did that come about?
Yeah, when I went to the US, I always had it in my mind that I want to come back eventually, because
I have a question here. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt this discourse. Did you want to come back to India because of patriotism, or because India was the land of opportunity, the new land of opportunity?
It's actually a combination of both. So
I'm glad.
I do have this patriotic streak about me. I was actually born on 15th August, so maybe that's the reason. But then I've always had a very patriotic thing about me, and I feel more at home here. Like in the US, there's always visa things happening on your head, and you're running after a green card or citizenship, and I didn't like that.
And are you always a second-rate citizen no matter what?
You are, I think.
See, I think this is the fundamental crux that people who go from here to study in America, maybe chasing the American dream, get or not. Because my contention as an Indian is that not just economically, where India is poised today, on the cusp of what will hopefully be a very, very bright next 15-20 years, that notwithstanding, I think being anywhere other than in India, specifically the US, with its present nomenclature of clamping down on people from Asia, and particularly the Indian subcontinent, I don't know if it's an egalitarian society to live in anymore.
Exactly. So it's still a good society to live in, but the point is that India is actually the land of opportunity. There is so much to be done here, and not just in terms of making money, but in terms of contributing to the country. So you go abroad, you have a good education. It just makes sense to come back and use that here.
If only we had good education here and not 100% cut-offs.
I know, exactly, yeah. Like in DU, I wouldn't get into DU today. I didn't get 100% in my...
I don't think I would have ever got into DU with the kind of crazy cut-off they've always had.
Yeah, I know.
Even when I was trying to apply, it was something like 89, 90%.
Yeah. So I could get into IIT, I got into DC, but I couldn't get into DU. Just because the cut-offs are
Cut-offs.
like...
Now nobody will be getting in. So it's okay.
But yes, coming back to that point, in the US, you're probably always going to be a second-class citizen, regardless of how much you see.
And is that because of being from the Indian subcontinent, or is that just because you're not born, brought up ethnically?
I think the latter. It's not a bias against India, but it's more a new sense of nationalism that they seem to be getting.
Which you think is... Okay, you stand down only, sorry, because I'd hijack your conversation.
In fact, quite an insightful discussion between the both
I've
of
always
you.
been fascinated by people who've chosen to come back.
Right.
For every one person who chooses to come back, probably 3 stay back. And then fight the eternal battle for visas. Their kids are born in in America. Then starts a new battle of getting them PIO cards because these properties have been inherited in India. And then the battle of getting them the visa to come to India, to their own motherland.
And even in the US, when they're waiting for their green cards, they work like slaves sometimes, I think, that companies can do anything that they want to them just because they know that guy is going to stay with them because he wants that green card. So that kind of drives this very vicious circle where people will do anything they can.
Because the
just to
character
get
is
that.
dangling.
Exactly.
So before we get back to the book, I just wanted to talk to you about the whole the new sense of nationalism that is emerging in America that you mentioned.
So I think it's America. I think is a very inclusive society, and I had a good experience there.
Right.
To be honest, I never felt like anybody had a bias against me or anything. But still, you always have this at the back of your mind that this is not where I belong, or maybe
And
at least.
do the people make you feel that way, or does the fact that you miss home make you feel that way?
The people don't make you feel that,
Really?
but there is, well, it didn't happen with me.
Not
But I think-
overtly, maybe.
Exactly. So it's not overtly. on the surface they'll be nice to you, they'll be all good, but then there's no depth to it. Like you can't really have. It's not the same thing as being in India, like being here. So in that sense, there's a very strange sense of being alone that you have when you live in the US. And I've heard this from many people. It wasn't just
Don't you have the Indian community that you rally around and you hang out with?
You do,
Particularly
and-
like in the book, the Indian, what's it called? The Indian...
INSAT, Indian National Student.
Correct. That little...
Indian Student Association.
Yeah, Indian Student Association. Don't they rally together? They come and pick you up from airports. They give you so much support. They help you find an apartment.
They do.
I think that kind of mitigates the feeling of loneliness.
It
No?
does. And in fact, that's a very fascinating part of it because Indians there sticks together.
Unlike
And-
here.
Exactly. Yeah, kind
I
of.
mean, यहाँ पे तो we always finding fault कि वो गुजराती है, ये महाराष्ट्र ने गुजराती pilgrims को evacuate किया कि नहीं किया and all that.
So थोड़ा वो भी होता है. But I think overall Indians would stick together.
Okay.
And in fact, it's very funny. They'll celebrate all festivals. Like even here, sometimes we might not celebrate Durga Puja or Holi,
Okay.
well, Holi not. But then that sense comes in because you are far away from home.
Every single
so
festival
you want
is
to celebrate
celebrated.
everything. You want to get together. You do a potluck, maybe you do a little puja. But they do that, and it's a very interesting thing. Even for people settled abroad, who have their kids being raised there, they teach their kids
The ABCDs.
the ABC.
Right.
They teach their kids old like Indian dances.
The values which they went at
Exactly.
the time when they
Yes.
immigrated.
Yes. So they'll be very particular about teaching them Indian values, Indian festivals,
Indian food कैसे बनाना है.
Indian food. Maybe not
Right.
that much, but then that's another very interesting angle. That those second generation kids who grow up, who are called ABCDs.
ABCDs, please do elaborate for those
So
who...
ABCDs is a very derogatory term. Don't use that on the face of someone.
I'm not sure it's
And actually,
derogatory. This is
People actually take offense to
Really?
it. If you call an ABCD and
an ABCD. Really?
they won't like it.
Oh, but you can call them. You and I can call them.
Exactly. We
ABCDs.
can use it here as long as there's no ABCD sitting there.
Okay.
So-
There is. Just checking. Okay.
ABCD stands for American Born Confused Desi. So really it signifies the clash that they have within their minds, because on the one hand they're growing in America, so they're doing everything that Americans do. They're studying with American kids in school. They're talking in American accents. But on the other hand, at home they have Indian parents. So at home
Who are
they're
carrying forward the Indian values which they left.
exactly, and who
India with.
want their kids to also hold on to those values. But the kids need to adapt to this society. So there's this conflict here. Which side should I be on? Should I be on that side or that side? Which is where the C comes in, the confused comes in.
So getting back to the book, so you have two protagonists. There's a guy called Akhil, right? Akhil is this studious guy who's only coming to America to study. And then there's Jasminator, Jaspreet from Punjab, who just wants to go and chase babes and live what he thinks is the American life he's seen in the movies.
Yes.
Are people really so easy to classify into two categories when they go from here?
They are not. I think the average person is probably somewhere between these two. He's either not. Actually, there are both types, but maybe the average, the
These
median
two
is.
are the broad
Yes.
categories.
They are the extremes. So that's what I do. I do satire. I take something and I blow it up like a few orders of magnitude. So that's what I've done with these guys as well. There's probably nobody as extreme or as silly
as
as
good
Jesse.
boy as
Exactly. And there's probably nobody as good boy as a kid. So typically people would be somewhere in between where they actually want to do well in life in terms of their grades and getting a job as well. But they also want girls as well.
And fun and whatever
and
American.
fun and party. But in the book at least, Jesse is this absolutely crazy guy who thinks that he will reach US and there'll be a waiting list of girls who are just ready to date him and go out with him.
Right.
Because they all think that he's such a big stud. But he's not a stud. He's short, fat.
But what about the guys who are studs? Do they have success chasing the American dream?
I think they do.
Really?
But, well, I think they do. I heard stories. I can't talk from experience. But
Right.
I heard, like, it's all a mixed bag. It depends. So if you can blend into that culture, it takes some struggle probably. Then maybe they
Like
need to work.
everywhere else.
Maybe they need to work extra hard as compared to American guys.
To get girls.
Yes, but I've seen Indian guys dating American girls as well.
But
So
are they
that-
doing it because they like girls because their personality is so nice? Or because, oh my god, I have this white girlfriend?
It's mostly,
honest.
It's mostly the latter, but
see?
each case is possible.
Of course.
So America is a very interesting society because they just have so many types of people, and there are some girls who would maybe only want to date Indian guys because they're exotic.
And they like variety.
Exactly, and they want to try something new. So I've been there, seen
Now let
American
me
guys.
try.
Now let me business like property dealing. You guys can laugh, but I have this better day. So, today's kids are different. A combination of evil Western imports like mobiles, jeans, and chow mein have just ruined them. Thanks to utterly misleading movies like Three Idiots, today they think of becoming wildlife photographers, when being a chemical engineer would pay much more. Too many distractions, I say, so that third world countries never become developed. I mean, nowadays, you smoke for sure, not check into it. Anyway, back in the 90s, this was every middle class family's dream. For him, America's
I think it gives a really good view of those people who are in this rush to leave Indian shores for what they think is a better life, land of opportunity, as we discussed earlier. And for me, the book actually had a special meaning because I was actually reading the book while I was in London. So while, of course, it's not the same thing that you described, but there was a sense of identification I felt with one of the protagonists, because a lot of times I was on the tube, sort of coming back home in the evening, and you find yourself so alone in the sea of humanity. And trying to get on London Underground in rush hour is probably at par with getting onto a local in Bombay. Of course, there's no threat of falling off, you don't climb on the roof. But a lot of times when I was reading this book when I was in London, it took me about 2 days, and I carried the book in my bag everywhere. Whenever, if I have time, I'd sit in the park and read it. And I just, because of the environment I was in, I instantly related to what Akhil was going through, particularly when he talks about the loneliness factor. But more, I mean, on a brighter note, I think it's a great read. It's funny. There's the subtext, which is, I do not know, intentional or otherwise, is laced with humor. His observations are spot on, and I actually spent a summer in this, I don't know what to call it, for want of any other adjective, obscure university called Virginia Tech, where I was just hanging out with some friends who were actually studying. And I kind of noticed this trend in Virginia with these friends I was staying with. It was a similar apartment block, like a row of blocks on the campus. And these boys who I had known earlier were now suddenly proficient housekeepers. They kept a clean house, few of them. One room was like a trash can, but to see the transformation of boys who left home, mama's boys, and suddenly they reached there, becoming independent. So I think there was many things in this book run true as far as I was concerned. And it's a really enjoyable read. In fact, on the plane, I started laughing out loud, and I got these dirty looks from people sitting next to me once or twice. So I think it was really enjoyable in all aspects. And I actually ended up reading more into the book than I normally would have because of traveling and being overseas. Sorry about that. Of course, I'd love to work on, I think I'm past the age where I can begin to play a college love interest, but maybe like an older Bhabhi or something, the kind of stuff that all of us have to resign to after a while. Yeah. Sure.
I'm glad to let you know that we have copies of the book at the store for all of you that would like to get your copy signed. You could do it right away. The media that would require bites very quickly, you could go right ahead and take them. But for those that would like to get their copies signed, we have...
First of all, congratulations.
Hindi mein, English mein? This book is about two Indian guys who go to the US for their masters. So they're both very different in their perspectives. One is a more grounded guy, the other is very flamboyant. He thinks that he just only wants girls and girlfriends and all of that. So this story is about their adventures, how they fare, and what are the various things they go through. So it's more of a comedy of errors at times, where they have their own adventures, and eventually, do they achieve their American dream or not? That's what the book is about. ये इंस्पायर मेरे एक्सपीरियंसेस से ही हुआ थोड़ा बहुत. मैं खुद भी यूएस में रहा हूँ, मैं खुद भी ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ा हूँ. तो दिस इज़ बेस्ड ऑन पीपल दैट आई हैव मेट एंड नोन. तो यूएस में हर तरह के लोग मिलते हैं. तो आई रियली पिक्ड आउट डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स एंड added all of that masala into these two characters, to show these two very extremely different perspectives.
It's a very well-written book. Atulya is an accomplished writer. He's been writing this blog for a number of years. It was fun to read his book, which had elements of satire, humor, emotion. It was a roller coaster ride. I thoroughly enjoyed reading the book, and I hope the readers like it as well. मुझे इस फिल्म में सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी लगती है जो दूसरा किरदार है जिसका नाम जसप्रीत है. वो शुरुआत में एक बहुत ही फन लविंग या फ्रिवलस कैरेक्टर होता है और किस तरीके से कुछ एक्सपीरियंसेस जो उसके साथ होते हैं उसका पूरा कैरेक्टर और नज़रिया बदल जाता है. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स अ ग्रेट द जर्नी ऑफ जसप्रीत इज़ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर मी एज अ रीडर. I want to tell him great book and all the very best for his next book. That he's going to have to answer.
Sorry? I'm hoping maybe next year, but I still need to start on it. Thank you.
I'm going to take a move.